she bought a couple $100. Everybody know Lil' Mama on gold. Everybody call her the gobbler. Got hoes on hoes like a rock.
What's up, guys? Emma Cruz of The Cut, making a new video for y'all. So I don't know if so right now like my AC's on. So if y'all hear that, if y'all hear noise, it's that. I kind of don't want to be loud because everybody's asleep. It's not late, but like everybody's asleep. I don't want them to wake up. But anyways, today's video is going to be about story time of how I almost went to jail at the age of 12. Yes, 12. This is true. All of my stories, they're all real. None of them are. I don't make any of them up because like that's just dumb. But yeah. So this is it. So I'm sick and like my hair's a mess. This video was last minute kind of ish because like I was going on YouTube and seeing like how I was doing, and my last video was 5 days ago, and I was like, oh shoot, every 5 days I need to post. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so when I was younger, I used to live in this house, and yeah, and we would always have parties, and everybody came to my house for some reason. Don't know why, they just did. And so it was family, like just cousins, like older cousins and younger cousins that would come over. And the cousins that were my age, my cousin Isaiah, and then it was my stepsister, my older stepsister, and we were all together. And I was bored, so I was like, let's go to the park. And it's late, and all the parents are in the back drinking and talking and like all that stuff. And I was like, let's go to the park. And it's late, and at the park you're not supposed to be there when it's dark, because like it was like some rule or something. But I didn't listen, so we went anyways. And so what I wanted to do at the park was to burn like this a phone book, and it was this thick, and the paper's really thin, and like it burns fast, so we wouldn't be there for a long time. Like, okay, so back then I loved fire, like I still do to this day. I just don't mess with it anymore. So I understood fire and how it worked, and like if I burn this and if I burn this box, like this would burn slower than this. This would be gone. Oh look, this is easy. Like, okay, so the Bible. Don't know I have this. Don't even read this. But anyways, there's this. This paper is like really thin. This paper is like kind of thickish, and then this cardboard, and then the sticky note. They're like about the same, like, you know, the same. So this would take longer to burn, and then it would be this. Then it would be this because of how small it is. Oh, going along. And then it would be this, and then it'd be this. Like, come on, that's common sense. But anyways, like I understood fire and like how it worked and what burned fast and what didn't burn as fast. So like I knew what I was doing. So I don't know if y'all can see me. Okay, so anyways, we're over there. It's late, you're not supposed to be there, but like, you know, savages, we still out there. And so the park was really small, like really small, but it was like it was probably like 3 slides, a thing you can climb on, and then like a pole. I know, really lame, you know, but that was our park, and it wasn't far from my house. So we walked there, and I'm on the phone with a friend. Like we get there, and like the playground material is mulch on the bottom. So, and it rained the day before, so I dug a hole, and then I put the phone book in there. And I didn't think, like I knew what I was doing, like, cause like if it was mulch, it would have burned with the phone book. But when I dug down, the water's in there and there's dirt, and so like the chances of it burning fast was like really really low. So so I put the phone book in there, took some papers out of it, then lit that, and then put it on the book, and then just watched the fire while I was on the phone. And then my cousin, my sister were on the slide or whatever, and then I'm on the phone watching the fire, and I see a flashlight pointing our way, and I'm like, I tell them, like, guys, I see a flashlight, and instead of believing me, they said, you're paranoid. And I was like, why would I be paranoid? Like, I know this neighborhood, and like, I wouldn't be paranoid. Oh, and we're saying scary stories too, so I guess they thought I was messing with them, but I wasn't. I saw a flashlight, and I was like, we should go. And they're like, nah, it's fine. And then 5 minutes later, 2 flashlights were pointing our way, and I was like, guys, we gotta go. Like, my first instinct was to run and take off, because like I didn't know what was coming at us. But then like before I could like get up and run, the guy yelled, and he's like, hey, what are y'all doing? And I'm like, oh god, like my heart dropped, and I was like, we're gonna die. But it like when they got closer, it ended up being 2 cops, and then like I looked farther back, and I saw a cop car with the police lights on and everything. I was like, dang it, we got caught. And they both saw the fire going. It was dying down already, and we were almost about to leave. Like the book was halfway done, but you know, we still got caught. And he was like, what were y'all doing? And I was like, nothing, we're just here. Like I was lying my hardest to like get out of the situation and to go home and act like none of that ever happened, but like that didn't happen. So the other cop was walking around. Oh, my sister had a lighter and I told her to throw it, and she threw it, and then the other cop was just walking around the playground, and then he was like, I found it. And I was like, what did you find? And he brought out the lighter, and he was like, is this yours? And I was like, nope, that's not mine. I don't know, sir, I don't know, there was other kids here before, so maybe it was theirs. Like, I was trying my hardest to get out of it, and it didn't work. And they both played, one played good cop, the other one played bad cop. And the good cop was a skinny guy, and then the bad cop was short, fat, bald, and white. And the other guy was white too, but he was tall, and like he had muscles. And then the good cop was telling me like, what were you really doing out here? And then I told him, because I was like, I can't lie my way out of it. They found it. They obviously know it was us, because I'm pretty sure a neighbor called them and said there was kids over there burning stuff. So yeah, that's how I got caught. The good cop, he was saying like we could go home. Oh, I forgot. I was on the phone, and the good cop was like, who are you on the phone with? And I was like, my friend. And he was like, well, you need to hang up. I was like, okay. And he's like, you need to hang up now. And I was like, and I told my friend, I was like, okay, I gotta go. And then that happened. Then the bad cop came, and he was like, do y'all live here? And I was straight up gonna say no, because like it was our neighborhood, and then another neighborhood over there, and it was the trailer homes, and then it was like regular houses. And I was gonna say we lived over there, the trailers, but like I thought about it. I was like, no, I can't say that, because if they were to take us there, I wouldn't know where to go, or wouldn't like make up an address or anything, because like I had friends over there, but I didn't know where they live. So I was like, yeah, we live here. We don't live that far. I was like, we could walk, and we can just leave right now and never come back. And the good cop was like, he was green, and then the guy was like, no, it's too late, we should take y'all home. and our family's still over there at the house, not knowing anything of like what's happening, and and so they're still over there at the house, thinking we're upstairs, but in reality we're over here with cops, talking about if they should let us go or if they're gonna take us. And I honestly thought they were gonna let us go, but that didn't happen. And I was like, dang it. So back up insisted in taking us home, and I said no, and I was like, just let us go. And he was like, I can't let y'all, I'm not to take y'all. And the cop car was on and everything, like the lights were on, and it was so extra, like they were being so extra, because like all the neighbors were outside looking at the cop car, like where did they go, like which house are they at. But it was us at the park. So we were walking and my cousin, he's crying. We're in the car and he's crying, and I'm just like, instead of comforting him, I was straight up laughing at him because it was hilarious. And he was like, I don't want to go to jail. My dad told me what happens in jail, and I was just laughing at him. The cops were outside of the car on the phone with my mom, because he told me to call my mom, and like they were talking about something on the phone, and I was in the car and I was like, guys, we really messed up. And they blamed it on me, and like it was my fault, but they could have said no, and they didn't. But they took us home, and all the neighbors were outside looking at us like, what did they do and stuff. And we drove up to my house, and everybody's outside waiting for us, and it was scary. And my cousin, he was still crying, and I was laughing, but like really low, so the cops didn't hear me. They rolled down the window, and like everybody comes to the car, and they're just talking to us like, are you okay and all that. And I'm there just like, I'm crying because like my mom's there, my dad's there, and they're yelling at us, well, yelling at me and my sister. Look, I hear cop cars right now. I don't know if you can hear them, but there's cars outside. I would go look, but then I'd be one of those nosy neighbors, so I ain't gonna do that. They took us out one by one, and my cousin went out first. His parents were talking to him, and then my sister went out, and then it was me. Like they put me last, and I wasn't crying like bad. I was crying, like my eyes were watering, but I wasn't like I wasn't crying. And then they put us back in the car, and then the cops were talking to my parents and stuff, and then the cops come back to the car. They pull all of us out, and they're like, put your hands behind your back. And like when he said that, I was like, oh my god, we're going to jail. And my parents agreed, like what the heck. So they put us in handcuffs, and the seat inside the car was plastic, and it hurt really bad. And it was supposed to be, it's a 2-seater in the back, and they had me sitting in the middle, which hurt so bad. But they put them on tight too. I will not forget that day. It was crazy. The cop was like, we're gonna take you out of jail. And like my cousin, he was crying, and he was like, I don't want to go to jail, I know what they do to you. I was laughing at him. I was laughing and crying at the same time. Like they put the car in drive and everything, like if they're gonna take off, and then he put it back in park and took us out. And then all the cousins were talking to us and my parents, saying that we were dumb for doing that. Like they were really mad. They were really mad at us. My mom was saying, you're so dumb. And then the police gave me a speech, and he was saying, like I didn't tell him that I knew what I was doing and stuff, because then like I knew what I was doing. It was wrong. I still did it. You know, he could have taken me to jail if he wanted to. But I didn't say that. I just let him talk. And he said I was an arsonist. And I was so confused. I was like, what the heck is that? And then he told me a story. He told me stories about like what happened and stuff. And I was like, I don't care. Like in my head though. And then he said if the fire would have caught onto the mulch and then the trees, because it was the playground and like a bunch of trees surrounding it and then like houses, he was saying if if it didn't rain the day before, it could have caught on fire and it could have just spread. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. But like I knew what I was doing. But I didn't tell him. And then he was saying if it would have caught onto the trees and then to the houses, families live in the houses, and the wood catches on fire fast, but it burns slow. He said, he was like, families live in there, and you wouldn't have been able to make it there in time to the house and to get the family out of there. Like, you would have lives. You would have, like, how do you say this? Death on your hands, or lives on your hands, or something like that. And I felt bad, because I was like, that's true. Because if it didn't rain before, like, it could have caught on fire and stuff. But it didn't. And then they, like, once we got inside, the party, like, died down, kind of. Like, the mood was killed. The vibe was killed. Whatever. I don't care, whatever. It's late right now, I'm tired. But anyways, we went into my room, and we all went to sleep. My little sister was upstairs, too. She had no clue what was going on, because she was knocked out. Like, she was knocked out. And so me and my cousin fell asleep on my bed. And then my older sister went into her room to go to sleep. And then I called my friend back saying, like, the whole story, whatever. And I was like, I'm probably not going to have my phone for, like, the rest of my life. And the next day, we were picking up all the mess. And my mom and dad did not want to look at me and my sister at all. And, like, my little sister was confused of, like, why they were doing that. And then, like, we had to explain the story to her and stuff. But it was crazy. It was crazy. I thought I was going to go to jail. At the age of 12, like, I'm pretty sure that's never happened. At least not in my family. I could have been the first one. But that didn't happen. And I'm glad it didn't happen, because I don't want to go to jail. Jail's not a good place. Like, I know people who are in prison doing time, and they tell me all the time, like, they regret doing what they did and stuff. And like, it's not a good place. So yeah, everybody, like my close family, they still call me an arsonist. I think that's how you say it. They still call me that. But I don't mess with fire anymore, and I suggest y'all not to do it either, unless you have parent supervision or if you have supervision of an adult that's there with you, then I say go for it. Unless they're dumb and stuff, like, don't do it, because if not, it could end up being something really serious. So I suggest don't do it. I don't regret doing it, because it was fun. It was like the next day I went to, not the next day, the next day I went to school saying, yeah, your girl almost went to jail, but I'm good, you know. Oh my god, I think I was in elementary when I did this. I think I was 10. Oh my god, I was 10. I almost went to jail at the age of 10. Oh my god. That is so crazy. Oh my god. Anyways, don't do it. Don't do something that's illegal. Not unless anything. Don't do anything that's illegal. I hope you guys like the story. I tried to do it really fast. Cause like I'm tired and it's really late. And yeah. So hope you like this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah.
Wish you was the whole